Today, I'm sharing how to take unwanted wood pieces from the thrift store and turn them into highly desirable home decor. Hey there, welcome back to the Schwowin's Nest. My name is Sandra, and I'm so glad you're here. Creating beautiful home decor doesn't have to be difficult, nor does it have to be expensive. This wood block is from Dollar Tree, and it's already been used for a different project that I took apart, so now I can use it as a base for this piece. Painting it black first will give me a solid base coat for the final look. At thrift shops, I'm always finding these carved wood bowls in different shapes and sizes. This one is a leaf shape, and instead of using it in a traditional way, I'm going to make it into a sculpture. I've left a small area without paint, so I can use hot glue to put the two pieces together. Then I'll touch it up where it's needed. The finishing touch is adding DIXIE BELLE bronze gilding wax to the cube, which will give it a more expensive look and feel. I decided to leave the leaf exactly how it is, and I just love how this turned out.
Remember that cafe downtown by the square? Rain was pouring, but I didn't care. You walked in and shook the water from your hair, and suddenly the world just wasn't there. And oh, it's
Here's another wood piece that was initially a plaque from the thrift store. I removed the nameplate and sanded it down to get rid of the shine. Next, it needs some feet to make it a riser. These cabinet pulls came from a local dollar store. I think they were two for $3.50, and they make perfect riser feet. To switch things up a bit, I'm going to put the feet on the top of the piece so the rounded edges are facing down. That way, there's a bit more space to add your items. Using Weld Bond glue for a permanent hold, I'm just eyeballing where to put them, but if you need a ruler, that's totally fine. Adding hot glue along with the Weld Bond glue will allow me to continue working with my project while the Weld Bond glue has a chance to set. It usually sets up pretty quickly within about 10 minutes or so, but the hot glue will ensure that nothing moves out of place.
just a simple thing, this love we found. Like an easy rhythm with a steady sound.
I've really been enjoying using shades of green in my projects, and this one is a bit darker. It's the perfect fall color. I'm going to leave the feet the natural color for now until I decide what else I'm going to do with the riser. I started using this fan brush, but it wasn't helping me with the edges around the feet, so I switched it for an angled brush instead. It's really important to use the right brush for the job because then you can get it done faster and easier. You could also just tape off the feet if that makes it easier for you as well.
With you beside me, I'm on solid ground. The best part of me is when you're around.
To make the color richer and moodier, I'm using a brand new to me product from Dixie Belle. It's the Van Dyke Brown Glaze, which is more like a stain or a liquid wax. The color is soft and muted, and it's just enough to add some age to this piece. The Dixie Belle glaze comes in different colors, and if you're interested in checking out their line of products, I have two links for you down in my description box, one for Canada and one for the US.
We talk for hours till the sun comes up, sharing secrets from a coffee cup. It's never too little, it's never too much, just the reassuring feel of your touch. And oh, It's just a simple thing, this love we found.
If you've been with me for a while, you know I like to repurpose decor that I'm no longer using, just like this small jar from a dollar store that was painted with an ombre-like finish. I want it to look more like an old crock, so using my favorite mushroom color, I'm going to give it one good coat of paint. When I saw this sweet wooden birdhouse at the thrift, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. First, I'm going to paint the walls with the same mushroom shade, and then I'll stain the roof and the bottom piece dark walnut. I want this to have a really pretty two-tone wood effect. I'm using my new favorite fan brush, which is actually a face mask applicator. I got them on Amazon for super cheap, and I have them listed in my store if you're interested. I think it was 20 or 25 for about 10 bucks. For the stain, I'm using dark walnut from Salmon. It's a water-based stain and available in many colors. You can keep it full strength or water it down for a lighter shade too. I'm using a small brush to apply the stain and then a paper towel to wipe it back.
Like an easy rhythm with a steady sound.
The wood spindle piece is going to be used as a stand for the birdhouse. It's from an old barrel spigot that was cut down into pieces. I think I found those at a thrift shop too. I have a box of wood pieces that I keep just for occasions like this, and it's so fun to hunt for just the right item to make your project come to life. I sanded the whole thing down to bare wood and then stained it with the same dark walnut.
With you beside me, I'm on solid ground. The best part.
I haven't done any labels on my projects in a while, and for this one I thought it was the perfect complement. I created the label in Google Drawings and printed it off on regular white paper. I cut it out, then tore the edges to make it look worn and aged, crumpled up the paper so there would be lines and creases in it, and then used the Van Dyke brown glaze to give it even more age and cover up any of the white paper that might have been peeking through. Now I'm simply using Mod Podge to apply it to my little mini crock. The birdhouse looked so clean and fresh, so I used the same glaze to go over the mushroom shade, just to dirty it up and make it blend better with the rest of the piece. To dab some of it off, I just used a paper towel, and that gave it a really mottled and aged look. I really love how it turned out. Once I was done the birdhouse, I decided to go over the whole crock the same way, and that will just have everything look like it belongs together.
Part of me is when you're around. All the crazy in the world just fades away.
I used a pool noodle and glued it inside the crock, then used more hot glue on the spindle piece to glue it into the noodle, and then finally added the birdhouse on top of the spindle piece. I did add some small stones into the bottom of the crock first to add weight so it wouldn't topple over, because I did find that the birdhouse made it a little top heavy. To cover up the pool noodle, I added some Spanish moss and some little greenery pieces, and I think it just turned out adorable.
You're the quiet light that saves the day. I didn't know I was looking, but you were the answer anyway. And oh, it's just a simple thing, this love we found.
This picket fence decor was $8.99, and although it's cute, it's simply not my style. I'm going to take the boards apart, rearrange them, and then get to work.
Like an easy rhythm with a steady sound.
Trem-clad rust paint is perfect for the outdoors, but it's an oil-based product, so make sure you use it in a well-ventilated area and use an old brush that you can simply toss away. One coat will be enough for these. I still want some of that wood to show through. Using both hot glue and weld bond glue, I've placed the pickets in the order I want, and I will leave them alone to dry completely. I made this project quite a few years ago, and it's still all in one piece on my mom's balcony. Weld bond glue is definitely the way to go for a permanent hold. Then I sanded them down to show even more of the wood texture and to smooth it out a little bit in preparation for the stencil I want to use. This one says "Bloom where you are planted." It's a paper stencil that is quite large. Makeup sponge brushes from the Dollar Tree do the trick quite nicely for stenciling, and the color I'm using is charcoal gray. I still think the best part of crafting is when you remove the painter's tape or a stencil to reveal what you've got underneath. It's just so exciting to see what you can create with a few simple products. A piece of pallet wood will create a ledge for the wood pieces to stand on, and I'll screw that in from the bottom, pre-drilling my holes first.
With you beside me, I'm on solid.
I'm sure you all recognize these mini terracotta pots from the Dollar Tree, right? They're getting a whitewash paint effect. Then I'll glue them to the ledge, two on one side and one on the other for some creative interest.
The best part of me is when you're around.
These flowers were from Michael's on clearance, and I chose to glue them onto the rim of the little pots. It looks so pretty against the white on the wood. Weld bond glue again to hold them permanently in place, and it's all done. A decor piece like this can be made from the wood pieces at Dollar Tree, scrap wood that is cut to size, and I think a little mini one for a shelf or table would be sweet as well. You could probably use painter sticks for that. Thanks so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed watching how I turned these unwanted wood pieces into highly desirable home decor. See you in the next one.